today I'm reacting to HisYTStory, one of the fastest growing YouTube channels in the world. But why are these videos so viral? And what are HisYTStories all about? Let's take a look.
I was pouring pink lemonade at the 4th of July party when my cousin knocked it out of my hand.
Pink lemonade.
Are you drinking that? Yeah, I've had a few glasses
Looks
already.
like Galaxy
Justin's
juice.
face went from confused to absolutely horrified. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He smacked the cup out of my hand.
What?
How many did you have? How many exactly? I just had a few, Justin. Chill out. I had no idea why he was getting so worked up about it. And that's when he screamed for my mom. Aunt Kim, get over here now. When she ran over and saw the empty lemonade, she said, No, no, no. Tell me he didn't drink. He drank it. At least 3 glasses.
Why is it out in a kid's party then? What do you mean? What is it?
Mom started shaking. Dad sprinted over from the grill. This wasn't supposed to happen. I thought we labeled the pitchers. I just wanted to know what was wrong. What's wrong with the lemonade? They kept muttering. Who knows what this could do to him? Dad tried to calm her down. Wait, maybe it won't be that bad. Are you kidding me? He's 9.
What is
this is terrible. My sister ran over from the pool, and when she saw which pitcher I'd been pouring from, she gasped. Did he drink that? My mom nodded while crying her eyes out.
Okay, how does a 9-year-old know not to drink it? What is going on here?
My sister started hyperventilating. We're going to urgent care right now. And that's when I started crying because urgent care meant I was dying. The entire ride there, my sister kept giggling in the back seat. This isn't funny. Your brother could, but she said, I know. I yelled, Mom, tell me what I drank.
Okay,
she dragged me into the clinic and whispered something to the nurse. Her eyes went wide. Oh, how many did he consume? The nurse started checking me. Any dizziness? Flushing? Is the room moving? Then the doctor came in, shaking his head. He whispered something to my mom.
Okay,
and when she put her hands in her face, I decided I'd had enough. I yelled, what was in the pitcher?
Exactly.
The doctor just looked at me, not knowing what to say. It was... Then my sister blurted out, it was Grandma's denture water. The nurse burst out laughing. I wasn't. And now, whenever Grandma smiles at me, I can't stop staring at her teeth. I flipped the water bottle and watched it land, and the whole class went berserk. Our teacher had said if I got it 10 times in a row, there'd be no homework for midterm, and I only needed one more flip. Everyone gathered round, and I took a deep breath, swinging it precisely. It came off my hand perfectly and started rotating through the air as planned. I smiled because I was about to go down as class legend. But then I saw a hand fly through the air, and right as my bottle was about to land, the hand slapped it off course. The bottle flew into the wall and fell. I looked over to see who hit it and saw the teacher grinning ear to ear. Nobody cheats my class. We started protesting, but he shouted to sit down, and whoever doesn't sit in the next 5 seconds will get double the homework. He then went handing out the 5,000-word essay due in 7 days with a smile. Format your references as I asked, or you fail automatically. What is this? He sat at his desk and started flipping his own bottle to mock us. But that's when a kid from the back started laughing. The teacher leaned forward. What are you laughing at? But the kid just kept laughing and pointing behind him. The teacher started storming over, red in the face. What are you laughing at? But then suddenly he stopped, and his face changed color. The bottle I'd flipped was standing. Turns out when he'd hit it, it bounced off the wall straight on and fell down landing perfectly upright. I'd officially flipped it 10 times in a row, and he had no choice but to take the essays off our desks. His jaw was clenched the whole time.
Dude, HisYTStory's a legend.
My son went to blow out his birthday candles, but his aunt leaned in last second and blew them out for him. She'd been doing this for the last 4 years, never once caring it made my son cry. Not only that, but she'd also come wearing designer dresses and professional makeup to make the day about herself. She said she was too poor to celebrate birthdays as a child, so this was her way of taking back her childhood.
You can't steal the kid's birthday party, it's not fair.
When my son's 10th birthday came around, I had an idea. I brought out the largest cake I'd ever bought. It had 3 layers, weighed 8 pounds, and had the candles already lit and placed. I glanced over at her face and saw what she was planning. We sang happy birthday, and my son went to blow the candles out.
Just someone move her away, don't let her do it. Or maybe this is actually a secret plan.
That's when she leaned in like always and blew hard. But what she didn't know was that I'd hidden springs inside the cake. Springs that were held down by temperature-sensitive latches that only stayed closed when in contact with heat. So as long as the candles were lit, the cake stayed together. But when she blew them out, the heat went away and the latches opened. The springs released, launching the entire center of the 8-pound cake into her face, covering her done-up hair, her professional makeup, and Gucci dress. My son started laughing so hard he was crying, and she ran out in tears. That's when I brought out the second non-booby-trapped cake for my son.
Best birthday ever.
My friends and I were water rafting when our friend Nick yelled, "Watch this!" He stood at the front of the raft, getting ready to dive as we screamed at him to sit down. Then he dove headfirst into the rapids. He was the most reckless, but we all loved him, so no one panicked. But the seconds stretched, and he didn't come up. The laughing stopped. Did he actually get himself killed this time? We dug our paddles in and tried to turn back to save him, but the current was too strong and kept dragging us downstream, away from where he'd gone under. Someone said, "Remember when he jumped off that bridge and missed the rocks by an inch? He survived that, but this time felt
crazy.
different. So we screamed his name over the roar of the water, scanning every wave, but the surface stayed empty.
Oh, no.
Then we spotted a river guide and flagged him down. Our friend went under. Can you help us find him? His face dropped. That's the second person to go in today, he said. This water has drowned people. I'm calling for help. But as he grabbed his radio, the clouds went dark. Thunder screaming as rain hammered down and whipped the rapids into huge, crashing waves no one could swim through. By the time we reached the end, soaked and shaking, we jumped off the raft and begged the guide, "Please, did you find him?" He shook his head. "We haven't found your friend, and we still haven't found the other one who went in." Nearby,
surely he's got to come out somewhere.
Sobbing into her husband's chest, screaming her daughter's name in the water. I couldn't stop shaking. I started to give up hope, but then the guide's radio crackled. We found something downstream. My friends and the other family sprinted down the bank toward where the guide pointed.
Look, no offense, but if it's their reckless friend or the daughter, kind of hope the daughter survived.
Heart pounding, terrified of what we'd find. Rescuers were dragging something out of the water onto the rocks, but the rain was too heavy to see.
I admit, his blue and green eyes, very cool, his story. Is that his name? His story? Well, either way, his stories are crazy.
Then a figure sat up, coughing, and my breath caught. It was Nick, but he wasn't alone. He had his arms wrapped around a little girl, shielding her as she coughed up water. The sobbing woman screamed and ran, scooping the girl into her arms. Our friend gasped, "Oh my God." He didn't jump in to be reckless. He jumped in to save her. We crowded around him, asking if he was okay. He just grinned up at us, soaked and shivering. The kid was a plus. But did you see my dive?
What an idiot.
When I was 6, my dad handed me a $20 bill and told me to step on it every time someone at school made me feel worthless. The first week, I stepped on it every day. I stepped on it when my clothes were called ugly and when kids called me stupid. I stepped on it every time someone stepped on me. By the end of the month, I'd stepped on it 57 times and felt extremely worthless. I brought the bill to my dad, and he brought me to the store with the now torn and dirty $20 bill. He told me to pick what I wanted. I grabbed armfuls of candy and put them on the counter. My dad told me to now pay, and I took out the $20. The cashier started bagging my candy, and my dad pointed out that my bill was still accepted no matter how destroyed it was, telling me I was just like the bill. My value was defined by who I was, not by how many times I'd been stepped on.
That was a good lesson.
I saw a wasp climbing on my girlfriend's calf and immediately hit it with my sandal. Cynthia stood from the couch. "Babe, why the hell did you just hit me?" I scratched my head to think of a lie because she was deathly allergic to wasps, and I didn't want to scare her. There was a fly on your leg." She turned to me. "So what? It doesn't mean you have to hit me." Before I could respond, I saw another wasp climbing on her arm and smacked it again. Where were they all coming from? Cynthia smacked my hands off and sprung up from the couch. "What is wrong with you?" She started to walk to her room and turned around to say, "I think you should leave." But when I turned around to face her, I saw Cynthia's face go completely pale, and she was pointing at the door. What is that? I peered over and saw that resting by the door was a wasp nest the size of a basketball, gray and breathing, already swarming with wasps that were coming in underneath the doorframe. Cynthia screamed, "Ah!" and the entire nest of wasps all turned to face her. I knew I had to do something, or she'd be toast. Without thinking, I grabbed her arm and shoved her out the door. "Go!" As soon as she walked out, I grabbed the nest and threw it into the center of the living room and locked the door shut with me inside it so they wouldn't chase her down the street. The wasps started covering her, and she hit the window with both fists. "Open the door, babe." I shook my head. A sting would just hurt me, but one would kill her, so I wasn't opening anything.
You could have gone out the door and then closed it.
Someone wrote "hi" on the fogged-up mirror in the boys' showers, and the next morning, our principal bolted shower timers into every stall. Then he got on the intercom and announced, "Due to vandalism in the locker room, boys now have 5 minutes to shower." We hated it immediately.
He just wrote "hi" in the mirror. What do you mean vandalism?
And a guy proved why when he walked into biology with shampoo still in his hair yelling, "5 minutes isn't enough." After a week of stepping out half-soaked, one kid said, "If we can't shower properly, why shower at all?" And that's how we all stopped showering. By Friday, a teacher opened her windows in February claiming fresh air helps concentration, but she was breathing through her mouth. By week 2, guys were dousing themselves in Axe body spray, but mixed with the body odor created a toxic cloud that made your eyes water. The cafeteria workers started wearing those painter's masks. My mom started making me walk home from school. When parents called to complain, the principal sent out an email about natural consequences for vandalism. Everything exploded when we ran the mile and 300 sweaty boys crammed back into a building with no AC. The smell made a teacher projectile vomit into the trash can, which made a girl puke on the floor. Within 10 minutes, the floor was covered in puke. That afternoon, the principal got on the intercom and announced, showers are now extended to 30 minutes. Someone wrote another, hi, and nobody said a word.
Dude, why didn't you shower at home?
The fat kid in town took off his hoodie and started climbing the diving board. I'm gonna jump. He reached the highest board and put his hands behind his back, but my eyes widened when I saw my daughter in her floaty right under him. I yelled no and lunged to remove her, but his stomach was already hurtling through the air like an atomic bomb. He hit the water so hard I felt a shockwave, and half the water in the pool instantly cleared out. He stood up in the remaining water smiling, fists at his hips like he was proud. But then my daughter's floaty came up beside him, and I saw she wasn't in it. I instantly panicked and dove under the water, but she wasn't anywhere. I came up gasping and clenched my fists, wondering how this dessert lover made my daughter disappear by falling on her. I grabbed his shoulders and shook him. Where's my daughter? He picked up her empty floaty, and his jaw dropped when he saw his stomach imprint where my daughter was. He immediately started splashing everywhere looking for her, screaming, not again, while I got out to go look. She wasn't in the bushes. She wasn't with the other kids crying because of what they just saw. She had vanished because of his stomach flabs. But then I tripped over something. I looked down and realized it was the kid's quadruple XL hoodie. I was so angry at him I went to kick it, but then his fat hand blocked my leg. Don't touch my stuff. I know you're angry, but we'll find her. He yanked his hoodie up, and that's when my jaw dropped. My daughter was right there under his hoodie, soaking wet but alive. I instantly knelt down and scooped her up. She'd never disappeared. Turns out when the fat kid splashed into the pool, she got caught in the water he cleared out, and the wave carried her out and tangled her under his hoodie.
I mean, that's quite a good place to land.
Thankful she was alive. Then I looked at his chubby grin and pushed him back in. The rest of the water left the pool. I was walking to class in my new Lightning McQueen shirt, feeling like the flyest kid in school.
That is cool.
Then I saw the principal look at me and start to cry. Before I questioned why he was crying, he grabbed me by my collar and dragged me into his office. He slammed the door, sat me down, and said, "You're expelled." I jumped out of my chair. What? What did I do? He wouldn't answer. His hands were shaking and his face was red.
Do you hate Lightning McQueen?
And dialed my mom. "Your son is being expelled. Come to the school immediately." I was shaking in my chair because I didn't understand what I did wrong, and my mom would beat my Moments later, the door swung open. My mom stormed into the office. "Why is my son being expelled?" The principal sighed and pointed at my shirt. His finger was shaking. "That shirt. You can't wear that shirt in my school. That goes against dress code standards." My jaw dropped. My mom looked at my Lightning McQueen shirt, then back at him. "You're expelling my son over a cartoon car?" He nodded firmly. I yelled, "It's just the GOAT Lightning McQueen. How does that violate standards?" Through the window, I saw 3 girls in the hallway wearing crop tops. How does my shirt violate standards but their crop tops don't? The principal didn't budge. My mom was calling the superintendent. "This is ridiculous. This isn't right."
At least the mom's on his side.
"Why does my shirt bother you so much?" His jaw was clenched and his eyes were
What's the story? I gotta know the story.
He started bawling like a baby.
He hates Lightning McQueen.
It's not just a shirt. My mom and I looked at him confused. "My son, he was about your age when his mom and I got divorced. He chose her. The last time I ever saw him, he was walking out my front door wearing that exact shirt, Lightning McQueen. I haven't spoken to him since." My mom slowly put the phone down. He wiped his tears. "I'm sorry. I know it's not your fault. There was never a violation. McQueen just gave him trauma." I stood up. "That's crazy lore. But can I go back to class? I need to flex on these hoes."
What?
Woman in Target told me to take off my hoodie and give it to her son. I was in the checkout line wearing my Minecraft hoodie when a kid ran over and said, "Mom, that's Minecraft, I want it." She walked over, looked me up and down, and said, "Give it to my son." I told her no, and that my little brother gave it to me before he passed away. She didn't even blink. "I don't care. You're a grown man wearing a kid's video game. Give it to my son. He'd actually appreciate it." I almost laughed. "I'm not giving you my hoodie." She didn't move. "Just hand it over, and I'll pay you $10 for it." "I just told you my brother gave me this before he died. It's not for sale." She rolled her eyes. $20, final offer. I said no and tried to step around her, but she grabbed the bottom of my hoodie and pulled. I yanked it back and held it against my chest. "Don't touch me." Everyone in line went quiet. She turned around and screamed for the manager. "This man has been bothering my son since we got in line. He keeps showing off his shirt trying to get my kid's attention. I want him removed." Her son was standing right there looking confused. The manager walked over, and before I could say a word, she pointed at me. "He's harassing my child. Check the cameras if you don't believe me." So he did. The manager came back with a security guard and walked right past me and stopped in front of her. "Ma'am, the camera shows you approaching this customer, grabbing his clothing, and causing a disturbance."
She's an idiot. Why would you tell them to look at the cameras?
"He never touched or spoke to your child."
Exactly.
She didn't say anything. "We're going to need you to leave the store." She started yelling that the footage was wrong and that I started it, but the security guard was already walking her toward the door. She tripped over the curb on the way out and ate concrete. Her son looked down at her and said, "Mom, I didn't ask you to do all that." The cashier rang up my groceries, looked at my hoodie, and said, "Cool shirt, by the way." I looked down at the little creeper face on the sleeve, and for a second, I could hear my brother laughing at the whole thing. "Thanks," I said. "It's my favorite." My parents kicked me out, and it was the best day of my life. On my 18th birthday, my brother tore open a new pair of Jordans, while I got handed a trash bag of his old clothes with a homemade birthday card on top. My adoptive mom rolled her eyes. "Nobody else loved you enough to sacrifice as much as we did for you. You should be more grateful." My dad said his favorite phrase, "If you don't like it, get out." But this time, I stuffed everything I owned into the bag and walked out. I was halfway towards the park when my birthday card slipped out. I looked inside for money and saw someone left their number on the back. I recognized it as my aunt's. I texted her what happened. "Now that you're 18, are you ready to meet your bio parents?" She picked me up that night and handed me her phone. I've had this saved for 18 years. My bio mom's Facebook page. Every year on my birthday, she posted the same thing. My baby photo, my name, and "Please help me find my son." When my bio parents opened the front door, they hugged me tighter than anyone had before. My aunt drove off, and my mom walked me inside to a table full of food. But I started crying. "Why did you give me up?" She squeezed my hand. "We were 16. Our parents didn't give us a choice, but we never stopped loving you." When I reached into my trash bag to grab tissue, my bio parents gasped. "Are those your belongings?" I told them that was everything I owned. They opened it up. "Why don't you have nicer things?" I shrugged. "They spend most of the money on my brother. We've been sending them money every month for you for 18 years. My bio dad immediately pulled out his phone to call his lawyer. They sued my adoptive parents for every penny they stole, and my adoptive parents lost the house.
You know what I think's hilarious? He's like, "I texted my auntie what happened." That's exactly what he texted. They lost the house. Your brother is selling his clothes. What?
So they had to sell all my brother's designer clothes just to survive.
Gosh, crazy.
My daughter got what she wanted for her birthday and threw a tantrum because of it. Crystal was obsessed with fish, so I took her to the aquarium for her 8th birthday. But when she saw how little space the fish had in their tanks, her smile faded. I asked what's wrong, and she replied, "The fish are in jail, Daddy. You can't be happy in jail." She walked to a tank with a shark swimming in circles and said, "Sharks swim in circles when they're stressed and hurt, Daddy. We need to do something." She walked to a worker and pointed at the tank. "That shark is hurt," but he barely glanced at her and replied, "The shark is fine." "He's not fine," Crystal said, and literally sat down in the front of the tank. "I'm not leaving until someone helps him." I tried to get her up, but then a second kid wandered over and asked Crystal what she was doing. She told him, and he sat down next to Crystal. I looked over and saw the shark's nose scraped raw and bleeding from rubbing the glass because of how little space he had and didn't know what to do. The worker called the manager, but when he came over, 2 more kids had sat down. Crystal loudly told him, "This shark's nose is bleeding and nobody cares," and everyone turned to look. The manager called security, but they couldn't do anything because Crystal wouldn't move, and physically dragging 8-year-olds away for caring about animals looked terrible. The manager called a marine vet, while my daughter smiled at me. "We're saving the shark, Daddy."
Her eyes are very creepy, by the way, but will she actually be able to save the shark?
When the marine vet arrived, the manager said loudly, "Tell these kids the shark is fine." But the vet took one look at his bleeding nose and replied, "The girls are right. This is animal endangerment. The shark needs to be transferred or I'm reporting this facility." The manager's face went red, and my daughter smiled and high-fived the other kids. That evening, I sat in the aquarium parking lot, watching the shark loaded into a transport tank, while Crystal waved at it. A woman laid down in my tattoo parlor, and she had 3 freckles arranged in a triangle above her belly button. I froze up because they looked extremely familiar, but I didn't know why yet. And as I started drawing the stencil for the tattoo, I saw her earrings. They were the same earrings I gave my daughter Amelia for her 5th birthday before she was kidnapped. The same daughter I'd been searching for the last 13 years. Was this her? I was so shocked that my stencil paper hit the floor and she flinched. "Sorry, hand slipped." I tried to continue, but I was so confused that it was extremely difficult, especially when she started twirling her hair with her left pinky finger, because Amelia did that at the playground the morning she was kidnapped. It was the last time I saw her. That's when I had to break the silence. "So, what made you pick this design?" She shrugged. "I don't know. I've drawn it on myself with markers since I was little." I almost started tearing up because Amelia used to draw us together on her hands all the time. Is her, surely. She'd say, "You're going to be in my life forever, Daddy." I knew I needed to find out more about her, but I wanted to be subtle. "Did anyone come with you today?" She shook her head and suddenly looked extremely sad. "No, I don't really have anyone. I've always sort of been a lone wolf." My heart started hurting, but I needed to know more. "Why is that?"
She'd recognize you.
But it sounded extremely sad, like I'd struck a nerve. "Let's just say, the man who raised me wasn't supposed to. I dropped everything because that was my confirmation." She was subtly telling me she was kidnapped. My voice was trembling. "Because you were driven to a remote location in a white van when you were 5 and never saw your family again." Her eyes popped out. Her hands went to her mouth and she gasped while tears streamed down her face. How did you know that? Amelia, I'm your dad, and I never stopped looking for you.
Can you imagine just meeting your kidnapped daughter?
I handed my son a ball of garbage on his 9th birthday.
What?
I couldn't afford a football, but I spent all night making this for you. He started dribbling it around our poor African village. I love it, Baba. One day I'll be a famous footballer in the World Cup, and I'm going to be so rich I'll buy you whatever you want. I didn't know what to say because I didn't think that could ever come true. But a week later, a volunteer from a charity truck dropped off food and clothes, and he stopped to watch my son juggle that garbage ball 50 times without a drop. Where did he learn that? He asked. I told him he taught himself, and he laughed and yelled, if he keeps that up, I'll see him at the World Cup. My boy's whole face lit up with a smile. It's meant to be, Baba. I'm meant to be a football star. The volunteer climbed into the supply truck and came back out with real football shoes and a real football. For the next 2 years, he'd kick the football while every kid in the neighborhood watched and cheered. But everything changed when a football academy was running trials in the city. I sold our goat for 2 bus tickets there. My son lined up beside boys in clean kits, the garbage ball still in his bag, and I was sure they'd send him home. But they kept him. And for 5 years, all I heard from him were postcards.
Your son's been taken for 5 years? Okay, if he doesn't come out as Mbappe, that was a waste of time.
Till one night, my phone lit up in the dark, and he could barely speak. Baba, I made the national team, and we're going to the World Cup. And 3 weeks later, I sat in a stadium of 80,000 strangers with the cracked badge of our village on my chest. The teams walked out under the lights, and I found my son in the line, the flag on his chest. Before the whistle, he jogged to the sideline and pulled a ball of garbage out of his kit bag. He dropped it onto his foot and juggled it once, twice, in front of the whole world. The boy who promised to buy me whatever I wanted pressed that ball of garbage to his chest, pointed it up at me, and I came apart in a stadium full of strangers.
He made it!
If a single one of you fails my test, I'll make sure the whole class gets held back. All of us were shaking because his tests were impossible. He handed them out, and when we read the first question, we all looked at each other. Some students were crying. Nobody's pencil were moving. But then our teacher's phone rang. He walked out of the room to answer it, closing the door behind him. We knew this was our chance. What did you get for number 1? But nobody knew a thing. But just as Mitch flipped to the back, his eyes lit up. He held up his page. Guys, I think this is the answer key. Then the handle turned. Everyone went silent. The teacher walked in, glared at all of us, and said, sorry guys, my wife's calling. I'll be back in 2 minutes. No cheating. He shut the door.
How many calls is he taking?
Everyone ran over to his desk, memorizing answers, fighting for a peek. We were all trying to read them, shoving each other aside. 30 seconds left. Give me that! We all started to learn what the Pythagorean theorem meant. Every equation, every definition. I heard him walking up to the door. He's coming. We ran back to our desks, but I saw it. The answer key was still out. The handle turned, but I said, the key, hide it quick. Mitch's eyes went wide, but he walked in. Did someone say something? Everyone was silent. He glared at us, then at Mitch. I looked closer, and his cheeks were puffed. He put the test in his mouth. Our teacher walked by and sat down. We all started writing, but when I handed in my test, he said, wait, my heart was racing. Do you have something to tell me? Oh no, I was busted. He leaned in, squinting. I sighed. I'm sorry. Someone left an answer key on Mitch's desk.
Why are you
telling them? We all copied off of it. You guys memorized every answer and copied them all down? Do you realize what that is? I was ready to repeat the year. Yes, sir. It's cheating. But he put his hand on my shoulder. Wait, what? He smiled. That's called studying. Who do you think left it there?
Okay, those were crazy. If you want to see a part 2, click the like button. Thank you to HisStory for letting me react to them. And see the craziest Zach D Films videos? Click on screen here. That was so much fun.